here to go over a few hot topic questions for the lawsuit and hopefully help girls have a better understanding of their rights in the industry. I was making a video just a second ago and I cut it into a second part. So this is going to answer, how do we make an independent contractor position in our future for our industry, or what's to stop DEJAVU from changing or not changing anything? And so, one, the magnitude of this lawsuit is going to enforce change. I have had two different instances in my life working at little mom and pop shops where I was sexually assaulted at work, and I had to get help because it was just kind of their policy. It's how they did things, and they were not sorry, and they were doing it to everyone, and it's not okay. So, I had to get help in those instances, and so, one thing I really learned about it, because initially, like, I didn't even want to take money. I just wanted to make sure they didn't do it to anybody else. And I knew they'd done it to several girls before me. And so my attorney helped me understand that, like, when you're a company, how you make people make changes is you take a lot of money from them. If you don't take enough, they'll probably do it again. If you make it hurt, they're going to think twice. And if you make it really hurt, they might not have any choice but to mind their P's and Q's or literally go out of business. So, this is the thing. We have a two-part situation here. I've mentioned it before with the idea that, so we sue them and make DEJAVU follow the laws. Well, right now, most of the laws in Washington make it harder to strip and less lucrative for us. And so this is where I'm super excited to say that for the last 3 years, there have been 30 dancers in Seattle who did not sue because they did not have an option to. They didn't think it was possible with the arbitration contract, so they did the next best, most proactive thing that they could, and that was start working with lawmakers to make laws. And so COVID shut us down just before you saw it, but they've actually gotten bills passed, like their law. Ladies' drinks are now illegal for safety issues. It is now a requirement of clubs in Washington state to have blacklists, and they have to keep them with all the clubs. So if you get blacklisted at a DEJAVU in Tacoma and you try and go to one in, I don't know, up north 100 miles, like, you will not be able to get in because between the clubs, they have to keep a blacklist. And they have to have panic buttons now added everywhere. And there's additional, not education, there we go, training and education for staff and club owners, because they need to better understand how to deal with these situations. Because girls get hurt or assaulted, they need to better know when to call the cops, when they need to insist on calling the cops, to make this a better industry for all of us. And so that is the twofold here, is that we are hitting them with a large lawsuit, which is going to force them, if they want to stay open, to have to follow the law. And we have a huge amount of laws that have been made by these girls. And this upcoming season, they've got a bunch of stuff coming. They want to lift alcohol restrictions. There were some surveys I posted and that they put out there. If you haven't done them, do it. You have the option. It's essentially voting. Lawmakers are reviewing this, and they don't know how to make laws to actually help us. What makes it sound like we're going to be safer shoots us in the foot. So if you don't think there should be distance restrictions between you and the state, or you and the customers, or the stage and the customers, or you think that we should have alcohol, whatever it is, there's a bunch of questions about this industry and things we deal with all the time, and I've heard all of us bitching about. Only this time we get to say what we want about it and what we think. And then they're going to review all of this. And if there are more girls saying that, yeah, we should serve alcohol in Washington state, even though we're bottomless, they're going to lift the alcohol restrictions in Washington and let us serve alcohol there. And if we all come together and say, yeah, I think that the stage distance is too far, or I don't want a stage distance, I want a bouncer there, so if anyone gets rough, it's done, but I want them right up close. Or I want to be able to give a lap dance on someone's lap, not 12 inches away. I think I'd make better money. Whatever it is, or maybe you should think you should legally be able to take your top off when you're not on stage. Whatever it is, they're giving you an opportunity to give your opinion. It's going to be reviewed by lawmakers, and it's kind of mass majority wins at this point. They're just listening to whatever the most girls say would make them safer, make them more money, and make them happier in their industry. And so we hit them with a big lawsuit that makes them follow the laws, and due to the hard work that already has been taking place for the last 3 years and is continuing to take place, and right now that we can continue to vote on, they'll actually be making DEJAVU enforce all these new laws that are going to make it so much better for us. We're going to have such better environment. We're going to have more control over what we're doing. We can create our true independent contractor position. If they follow the judge's advice, the enhanced employee position is actually really nice. Like, I know that that sounds weird, but the enhanced employee position, they can't make you clean or do anything. You're a sexually orientated employee, so they can only do the same work we do, only they get minimum wage or whatever they agree on. The club has to buy them several outfits and shoes every couple of months, pay for all their licenses. They don't, have to pay to work or anything. And then how it's supposed to work is when you do dances, you have to, I think, charge their prices, but you keep 80% and then you give the club 20%. And so, there are girls who make a killing in this job, but there are also girls who kill themselves and don't do well in this job. Or if you're injured and you just can't do it for a while, depending on the situation, the enhanced employee position, depending on who you are and how you are at this job, could make you a lot more money if you're not one of those girls who are really good at what you do. And so the best thing about what we're doing is we're going to make it more profitable and seriously a good position for the enhanced employment positions, but also make it so that if you're choosing and actually paying to be an independent contractor, that you get what you paid for and you get your rights and you have a way to protect them and you know what they are. And so, will it make a difference in the industry? Yes. I know that in the past, they just added an arbitration contract and continued on. So girls feeling really defeated and nothing's going to change, it's just going to make it worse, or we're all going to have to be employees. That's not the case, and it will make a difference this time because they owe hundreds of millions of dollars to the IRS for being in a criminal contempt of a federal court ruling, and as well as prison time. And they owe us so much money from that they've been stealing from us.